I know for me personally, that's part of why I like doing podcasts and stuff, because it forces me to learn and ask questions, meet new people and understand things I don't. And I always try to get guests that I know I'm going to learn from that knows a lot more about something than I do. And I think that curiosity should never go away as a consultant, especially it's a little bit easier when you're younger for starting out. Yeah. But at the point we all are sort of mid-career, it gets harder, because you start to think you have the answers, and you want to draw on that experience for sure, but you also don't want it to blind you.
Yeah, one thing like those big, like the big four kind of groups, I remember particularly with Accenture, they had a great knowledge base. And that was one thing I did connect with them really well on, is that learned experience and how you grow and how you learn about a subject matter or even something you aren't connected to is big, because I think that's a big part of the consulting experience. You can do it on your own or you can do it with help or resources, but you have to be extremely curious about the business world around you and the experiences that clients are facing, because you're going to have to learn a bunch of stuff, and some of it you're not going to know ahead of time. Mm-hmm. So it's going to have to be something that you're going to have to develop an expertise on. So that's part of the problem solving formula.
Right. So shifting gears a bit here, Scott, in sort of transitioning over into a discussion around digital transformation, so why these projects fail, why they succeed. You and Fred here do a lot of work in the expert witness space, as well as I do, or have in the past. And there's, speaking of patterns and experiences, you guys have seen a lot of these train wrecks, a lot of the failures that have gotten to litigation, or a lot of times we'll do project recoveries. They haven't gotten litigation, but they're not going well, or they failed, and we'll come in and course correct and help get the projects back on track. What are some of the top reasons, a couple of reasons why these projects typically fail? We'll start with you.
I'll try and remember the slide I presented yesterday on this topic, so I don't say something
so
contradictory. It's really the blocking and tackling of managing a project. But I would say that it usually starts up front. How did you get into this position, right? How did you find this software vendor? How did you build out the team? Too often we find that it's the owner had a golfing outing, I think I mentioned yesterday, that signed a big deal, and it goes from there, right? So not a lot of good fit with the organization, the culture, all the things we talked about this morning on Mastermind, and just understanding the requirements, like what do you need, right? Usually it's here's the project, get going, and that's a big sign that's going to likely be a failure. But all of us are probably well certified in project management, and it comes down to that as well. I don't care if it's agile or waterfall or some hybrid, not being able to tick and tie how you got to where you are at the end or at the middle, that we keep having the same conversations with the SI over and over again. What's going on? And we can go into a whole different conversation about that as well. But I think the final thing is just the executive support and the support of the mid-tier VPs. We hear the leadership at a steering committee or a board meeting just talk about, we're hearing great things from the team, all that stuff, and then you go down to the VP level or director level, and it's chaos. And so we go back to the steering committee, like, are you guys talking to the people that report to you? Oh yeah, we are. You talk to the people that they report up to? Yeah, they're not talking to us like that. So how to steer that ship is a big key, because as we all talked about this week, you will have significant problems on your project, period. But if you don't have the cohesive feel of we're going to burn the bridge and keep moving forward, if you don't have that, it's going to water down and get pissed away, and either probably won't get the litigation, but it might just end up just dying, and they're going to stick with what they have.
Right. Sorry, I keep looking over Rachel because I hear her over there.
Right, yeah.
She's freaking me out. She always does that. She just sneaks up on me. I thought she was back here.
It's usually not evil is the reason they fail, right? Usually the reason is it's confusion. It's laziness. It might be incompetence, but it's rarely evil. The requirements question Scott brought up, I think, is a common theme we've seen. I think in our business, we do a increasingly terrible job of actually understanding client requirements and making the considerable effort we need to make to walk across that chasm and really understand what they do day to day and help them abstract the physical model of the process they use today and help them vision a way of working that will fit the technology better, right? More comfortably, we're trying to do. We kind of increasingly, it seems to me, leave it up to them to do that. And we just ask, what are your requirements? Write them down for us. And then you wind up with a lot of misunderstandings and missed expectations. I think that's probably present in
Yeah.
almost every expert
would
witness
agree.
case we do.
Yep.